For every $100 a white family has, you have 16. That's not an opinion. That's the Federal Reserve talking. And honestly, the system wasn't built for you to win. But here's the thing. Systems can be hacked. Today, I'm giving you the exact 7-step checklist that can turn $50,000 into $500,000 by retirement. No crypto bros, no get-rich-quick nonsense. Just math, strategy, and a little bit of I'm tired of being tired energy. Let's break the cycle forever. So here's what we're working with. The median black family has about $45,000 in net worth. Hispanic families, around $62,000. White families, $285,000. That's not a gap. That's a canyon. And get this, that gap has actually gotten wider since 2019. We're talking over $240,000 wider, the largest since they started tracking in 1983. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great. Another video telling me the system is broken. Yeah, it is. But I'm not here to depress you. I'm here to arm you. Because here's what nobody tells you. The same compound math that created this gap, it can close it. You just need to know where to point it. The Brookings Institution found that by age 30, the average wealth gap between white and black families is $181,000. By age 70, over $1.4 million. That's compound interest working against you for 40 years. Today, we flip that script. We make compound interest your best friend instead of your worst enemy. So grab a pen, screenshot this checklist, whatever you got to do. 7 steps. Let's get into it. Step 1. Audit your finances. Know your starting line. You can't fix what you can't see. And right now, money is leaking out of your pockets like water through a cracked bucket. For the next 90 days, I want you tracking everything. Every dollar in, every dollar out. Use free apps like YNAB or Mint, or just a Google spreadsheet. I don't care. The point is visibility. And here's what you're hunting for: the leaks. Because the data shows black customers pay an average of $12 a month in bank fees. Hispanic customers pay $16. White customers? $5. That's not a typo. Only 59% of black and Hispanic bank customers report paying 0 fees, compared to 79% of white customers. 21% of black Americans paid overdraft fees last year, compared to just 9% of white Americans. The banks are literally charging you more for being you. Here's the math that'll make you angry. If you're losing $2,000 a year to fees, and you invest that instead at 7% returns, that's $15,000 in 10 years, $34,000 in 20 years, $80,000 in 30 years. From money you were just giving away to a bank that already has plenty. Now here's the cultural piece nobody wants to talk about. Supporting extended family. Sending money back home. Being the successful one everyone calls when rent is due. I get it. Family is everything. But you cannot set yourself on fire to keep others warm. You need a giving fund. Cap it at 5% of your income. Put it in a separate account. When it's empty, it's empty. You're not being selfish. You're being strategic. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup, and you definitely can't build generational wealth while being everyone else's emergency fund. Step 2. Build a bulletproof emergency fund. 52% of black consumers and 45% of Hispanic consumers cannot cover a $400 emergency with cash. $400. That's a car repair. That's a medical copay. That's one bad day away from a financial spiral. Meanwhile, Only 23% of white consumers face this same vulnerability. We're literally twice as fragile. Here's your target: 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account. Right now, you can get 4 to 5% APY at places like Ally, Marcus, or Capital One. Start with $1,000. Automate $200 a month. Set it and forget it. Don't think about it. Don't touch it. Pretend it doesn't exist until it needs to exist. Why does this matter more for us? Because the black unemployment rate is 6%. White unemployment? 3.7%. That 2-to-1 ratio has existed for decades regardless of economic conditions. During recessions, we get hit first. During recoveries, we get hired last. That's not pessimism. That's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So your emergency fund isn't optional. It's armor. It's the thing that keeps one bad month from becoming a bad decade. And here's the math that should scare you straight. Without an emergency fund, a $1,000 car repair becomes a payday loan. Payday lenders are 8 times more concentrated in Black and Latino neighborhoods. Not a coincidence. Average payday loan APR? Nearly 400%. That $1,000 emergency becomes $4,000 of debt. But your $5,000 emergency fund sitting at 5% APY? That grows to $6,400 in 5 years while protecting you from financial predators. That's not savings. That's self-defense. Step 3. Crush high-interest debt. Credit card debt is wealth kryptonite, and it's not hitting everyone equally. Black and Hispanic borrowers pay 70 basis points higher on auto loans than white borrowers with identical credit profiles. That's $410 extra over the life of the loan. And here's the kicker. Those same borrowers actually default less than white borrowers with the same rates. The system is literally charging you more while you perform better. Make it make sense. Here's your attack plan. List every debt: interest rate, minimum payment, total owed. Then pick your weapon. The avalanche method hits highest interest first. Mathematically optimal, saves the most money. The snowball method hits smallest balance first. Psychologically satisfying, builds momentum. Both work. Pick one, stick with it. The worst method is switching methods every 2 months. Let me show you why this matters. $10,000 at 25% APR, paying minimums only? That takes over 30 years to pay off. You'll pay $22,000 in interest alone, more than double what you borrowed. That credit card company is making more money off your debt than you made borrowing it. Use the avalanche method aggressively? Paid off in 3 years. $3,000 in interest. You just saved $19,000 and 27 years of your life. That's not financial advice. That's math. For student loans specifically, Black borrowers carry $25,000 more than white borrowers 4 years after graduation. 50% of Black borrowers have defaulted on a student loan. Not struggled, defaulted. And 75% who default do it multiple times. The system is designed to keep you in debt. Look into income-driven repayment plans. Look into public service loan forgiveness if you qualify. And if a lender is being predatory, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has your back. Use them. Step 4. Invest smartly and bias-free. This is where the magic happens, and this is where we're getting left behind the most. 66% of white families own stocks, 39% of Black families, 28% of Hispanic families. But here's the stat that should keep you up at night. White Americans own 88% of all stocks in America, worth over $45 trillion. We own 0.7%. Not 7%, 0.7. Despite being nearly 14% of the population. That's not a wealth gap, that's a wealth chasm. Here's your fix. Open a Roth IRA or max out your 401k match. If your employer matches contributions, that's literally free money. If you're not taking it, you're leaving salary on the table. You're working for a discount. Stop that. Put your money in low-fee index funds. Vanguard Total Stock Market. Fidelity Zero Funds. I don't care which one. Just keep the fees under 0.2%. High fees are just another leak. Now watch this math. $500 a month at 7% average returns for 25 years. That's $405,000, tax-free in a Roth IRA. That same money in a regular savings account at 4%, $157,000. The stock market isn't gambling. Staying out of the stock market is gambling. You're gambling that inflation won't eat your savings alive. Spoiler, it will. I know there's historical distrust, exposed Ponzi schemes, discriminatory financial advisors. All real, all valid. But low-fee index funds don't have opinions about your skin color. The S&P 500 doesn't care what neighborhood you grew up in. It just compounds. Let it compound for you instead of against you. Step 5. Diversify your income streams. Here's a stat that should light a fire under you. Black women earn 66 cents for every dollar white men make. Latino women, 57 cents. That's not a gap you can close by asking for a raise. You're not going to negotiate your way out of a 30 to 40% wage penalty. You need more streams. Side hustles, freelancing, rental income, online businesses, digital products, coaching, consulting. Aim for 20% of your main income coming from somewhere else. Not because you're greedy, because you're smart. Because one employer shouldn't control your entire financial future. $1,000 a month from a side gig invested at 8% returns becomes $592,000 in 20 years. That's not a side hustle. That's a retirement plan. That's, I don't need this job anymore money. That's freedom. And here's the beautiful part. Platforms don't see your face on applications. Upwork doesn't know your zip code. Etsy doesn't care about your name. Fiverr can't discriminate based on your accent. Use technology to bypass the bias baked into traditional hiring. The internet doesn't see color. Use that. Step 6. Secure assets like real estate. Homeownership is the primary wealth-building vehicle in America, and we're being locked out of it. The black homeownership rate is 45.9%. White homeownership, 73.8%. That's a 28 percentage point gap that's actually gotten worse since 2013. We're going backwards. But it gets darker. Homes in majority black neighborhoods are valued 21 to 23% below comparable homes in other areas. That's an average of $48,000 in stolen equity per home. Across all metro areas, we're talking $156 billion in lost wealth. Billion with a B. And get this, 98% of home appraisers are white. Draw your own conclusions. Your defense? Get multiple appraisals. Remove family photos during appraisals. Yes, wild but real. Consider diverse neighborhoods where your home won't be automatically undervalued. Fight back with documentation. For first-time buyers, look at FHA loans with 3.5% down. Look at down payment assistance programs in your state. Consider house hacking. Buy a duplex, live in one unit, rent the other. Let your tenant pay your mortgage while you build equity. The math works like this. A $300,000 home appreciating at 4% plus mortgage paydown builds about $150,000 in equity over 10 years. Rent out a room or unit, add another $10,000 a year. That's not just shelter. That's a wealth engine running while you sleep. Step 7. Plan for legacy and protection. This is where generational wealth either transfers or evaporates. And right now, we're evaporating. 70% of Black homeowners over 50 and 76% of Hispanic homeowners over 50 have no will or trust. Only 16% of Black families and 14% of Hispanic families have wills at all. Compare that to 28% of white families. When you die without a will, the state decides who gets what. Courts get involved, lawyers get paid, families fight. Your legacy becomes a courthouse battle instead of a blessing. Get a will. Today, LegalZoom. Trust and will. Community legal workshops. Your local bar association probably has free clinics. Whatever works, just do it. It takes an hour and costs less than dinner for two. Life insurance is non-negotiable if anyone depends on your income. A $500,000 term life policy costs about $30 a month. That's a Netflix subscription and a coffee. Whole life insurance is a scam in a suit. Don't let any salesperson convince you otherwise. They get massive commissions. You get terrible returns. Term life. Simple, cheap, done. And start a 529 plan for your kids. $100 a month at 6% for 18 years is over $40,000 for college. And here's the stat that matters. Kids with college savings accounts are 6 to 7 times more likely to attend four-year colleges. You're not just saving money, you're changing probability. You're rewriting their future before they're old enough to know it's being written. Now let's tie this all together. Following this checklist, auditing and eliminating fee leaks, building emergency reserves, crushing debt, investing consistently, diversifying income, buying assets, and protecting your legacy, the compound effect is staggering. A family starting at $50,000 in net worth, following these 7 steps consistently, can realistically hit $1 million in 30 years. That's not hope. That's not motivation. That's math. The same compound interest that built the gap can close it. The same system that extracted your grandparents' wealth can build your grandchildren's fortune. Will it be fair that you had to work twice as hard? No. Will it be frustrating watching others start ahead? Yes. Will it be worth it when your grandkids start from $1 million instead of negative $20,000 in student debt? Absolutely. That's the legacy. That's why we do this. Pick one step. Just one. Start today. Not tomorrow. Not next paycheck. Today. Comment below which step you're tackling first. I want to know. I want to celebrate with you. I want to see a comment section full of people claiming their financial future. If this checklist gave you even one aha moment, hit subscribe. I drop videos every week breaking down the money systems nobody taught us in school, the hidden rules, the quiet traps, the paths to freedom. Share this with someone in your family, your cousin, your sister, your dad. Build collective power, because the gap didn't happen by accident, and closing it won't either. Let's get free.